Hi folks, this is Mohan Raghavan. Today we are going to discuss on abstract class in Python. In any OOPS language, you will find the abstraction using the abstract class, abstract methods or interface. In Python, really we have abstract class or we need to implement abstract class in a different way. So we are going to discuss in this video. Let's jump into the video. First of all, getting into abstract class, we will understand what is abstract class and why do we need that. So we will see what is abstract class. Abstract classes are classes that contain one or more abstract methods in point of Python. So at least you need to have one abstract method or multiple abstract methods. So then it will be called as the abstract class. An abstract method is a method that is declared but contains no implementation. So normally we will use the pass parameter, but however, if you call that method, if it is not abstract class or abstract method, it will be called. But in this case, you will not be allowed to call that method also. And one more point about abstract class is you cannot create the object for the abstract class. Definitely we need to implement the unimplemented methods from the abstract class in subclass. And subclasses of an abstract class Python are not required to implement abstract methods of the parent class. Sometimes your subclasses may not be interested to implement the unimplemented methods from the abstract class. So that time again we need to create the subclass to create the object for calling the methods, unimplemented methods. The reference has been shown in the slide and you can refer that. And one more thing, I have referred the Python Black Book by Dr. R. Nageshwara Rao. So it's a very good book. You can refer that as well. So now we will see clearly about need of abstract class or method. So consider the class A. So it will be the abstract as well. Just consider as part of this example. And it has 100 instance methods and one abstract method called as calculate. So let's say we have 3 subclasses, but 3 subclasses have 3 different requirements for the calculate method. For example, class B will have the requirement like getting the sum or calculating the sum, and class C have the requirement of calculating the summation, and class D has the requirement of calculating the square value for the given, let's say given number. So if I declare as an abstract method in the class A, so class B can just implement in their own way for calculating the sum, the same way for class C implementing in their own way for calculating the minus value, and class D will implement in their own way of calculating the square value. So the now question may arise like, let it be class A as a normal class only, add 3 more methods to the class A, calculate sum, calculate sub and calculate square. So even that will suffice our requirement. But however, let's consider instead of 3 subclasses here, if you have, let's say 50 subclasses having different 50 requirements. So in that case, you will be adding 50 methods in the abstract, in the class A, if it is not the abstract. So what happens is whenever you inherit from the class A, you unnecessarily have to include 49 methods to the class B, because you have included 50 methods in the class A considering 50 subclasses. So that is not required and that is not efficiently using the performance as well. So in that point of view, we will create only one abstract method. Every subclass will be able to implement in their own way. And however, abstract class, we cannot create the object for that. So it's necessary to create the subclass. And after that, we need to implement the unimplemented methods such as like calculate method, then only we can use it. It will be very useful in case of, let's say, an Oracle database or let's say database point of view. Database will have the connect, disconnect kind of methods, right? So the database in generic way, we will create the abstract class, but however, the Oracle, MySQL or MongoDB having different implementation to connect to the database or disconnect the database or retrieve the records from the database. So in that way, they will write their own implementation so that will be the subclass we will be using from the subclass. But if you see at the abstract class level, the information will be very less. It will not have any implementation. So that's why it's called as abstract class. So with this information, we will just jump into the debriefing. So in Python, how are we implementing the abstract class? So in Python, there is no exactly creating the abstract class like other OOPS languages such as Java, but we do have some other option to create the abstract class in our Python. So our main points is like the method should not be implemented, until unless you create the subclass for that. So that is the main point about the abstract class and abstract methods. And as per the definition, it should have minimum one abstract method or multiple abstract methods. So with that, we will just go to the demo. So we have ABC module in Python, abstract base class in Python. So in that we have different, let's say, imports such as like ABC abstract base class, and we have the annotation abstract method. By using this both combination, we can create the abstract class and abstract method in the Python. For example, you need to inherit explicitly ABC class to the car, let's say our sample class. And after that, whenever you are feeling like that method has to be abstract method, so that has to be decorated with @abstract method annotation. So both has to be mandatory. If you miss any one also, it may not be working in the abstract class or abstract method way. So as per this example, just create one class. Before that, we are importing from the ABC module everything, so that ABC caps ABC, the metadata class is available. And after that, @abstract method decorator is available. So if you see this example, car is inheriting from the ABC class, and it has two methods, M1 and M2. Both are instance method. By seeing the self, you will understand. And M1 method is the abstract method because it has the decorator of abstract method. As per the definition, it is the abstract method because it has minimum one abstract method. And obviously we have inherited from the ABC. So it both makes this class as a abstract class and abstract method. So now for this car, I'm creating the object C is equal to car. Then I'm calling the method M1. Though I have not implemented, let's see how it works. So it's telling cannot initiate the abstract class car with abstract method M1. That means that it requires that M1 method has to be implemented in the subclass. For that only you can create the object. So you cannot create or you cannot initiate the car class object. So you can't instantiate abstract class car. So it's clearly telling us the abstract class car, and it's telling the abstract methods M1. Since we have only one method, it's showing that method. If you have multiple, it will show the multiple methods. So let's see, we are not having that ABC class, how it works. So we are not inheriting, just execute this code. So it will be executed properly because we have removed one of the condition. We are not getting the meta class ABC. So that's why we are not getting. So check in other way, we are just excluding the abstract method. Let's say comment it. So now we don't have the abstract method, but we too have inherited ABC class. So with that, I will execute. Still, it will be executed because since it's not considered as a abstract method, because it does not have minimum one abstract method. Both are like now acting as a instance method. So with that, we can conclude that we need to have both ABC class inheritance and as well as we need to have minimum one abstract method. So by this, we will create one, let's say, subclass. So first we will create the subclass directly. So here I am creating the subclass from the car, and I am just without implementing the M1 method, I am creating some more instance method for my own subclass. Then I'm trying to create the object for subclass. So sub and s dot, let's say M2 itself. So if you see this code now, I have created the subclass by inheriting the car class, and after that I'm calling the M2. M2, however, overwritten, but however, we have not implemented the M1 method from the car class. So it should give the error. So let's execute and see. So it's still telling cannot instantiate abstract class sub with abstract methods M1. So now the subclass itself considering as a abstract class because we have inherited from the car class and still we have not implemented. So you are getting the error. So let's say we are implementing the M1. So now execute this code, and however we have not called the M1 method also. So let's call M1 method as well. So now subclass will have M1 implementation. So it will allow to create the object and it will allow to call that method. And second one, M2 we have overridden. So it will show from the own sub. So that will be our expectation. So just execute. Some indentation error. Okay. So indentation was corrected. So now we can see. So let's execute F5. So one sub and implemented. Even though M2 method is available in the abstract class as a concrete method, we are not getting that one because we have overridden in our own subclass. And M1 method we have implemented in the subclass only. That's why we are allowed to create the object for subclass, and it's showing the M1 method as implemented. So you can see the both output. So it looks like every time you will be having only the pass as a let's say statement in the abstract class, but it's not required. Sometimes you can have the some implementation as well in the abstract method. So it can be called only with object or the subclass object, you can tell. So then you may have a question like, why do we need to implement in the, let's say, car class only or in the abstract class only? Because sometimes what happens is it's like a default. So even though you are restricting the user to create the subclass and then use it, but sometimes there should be some default implementation that user want to use it. So however, it's required to create the subclass, but still we can use the, let's say, abstract class method implementation if you want to do that. So what happens is now, let's say if I want to call the default or the abstract class implementation, because I already have created the subclass. So now I'm creating instead of S. So let's say I will create here only. Instead of implementation here, I will just remove this line. Super dot M1. So now let's execute. So you are seeing like default values will be taken from the abstract class method implementation only. But however, we were not allowed to create the directly the car object because it's abstract method. You cannot implement directly, or you cannot use that directly by creating the car object. Definitely we need to create the subclass. But by using the super keyword, we can call the default implementation from the abstract method. So this is all about the Python class abstract method. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.